Welcome to the King-Abrams show, everybody. We are here. We made it. There were obstacles, and we are here. My good friend and producer, Samson Crouppen, is here with me. Wow, it's the end of the year. This is our last show. And in the spirit of transparency, is this some kind of flyaway hair on my, what is happening here? Here, where are we at? Here. Okay, let's fix that. Yeah. In the spirit of transparency, um, you guys knew my mother was ill, and so she passed away Wednesday last week, right? She and like up until I would say we are 5:18 p.m. We're recording live, and up until something like 2 o'clock today, I was feeling like an asshole because I wasn't sad enough. Yeah. And then I think it hit me that my mother's like, she's gone. Bitch gone. She gone. So I don't know what's about to happen. I've literally done zero preparation for today's podcast. We are not we're recording live, so whatever is about to happen is going to go uncut and uncensored on the King-Abrams show YouTube page. Samson, this is the last show of the year, 2021. We're gonna go into another year. I'm gonna be 47 years old in a few days.
Uh-oh, I am not you. Hold on, Sam.
And Samson Crouppen, everyone. There he is.
Let me put up. Hold on. Let me get you again. It's not easy when it's just.
Let's figure out where I'm gonna be so I can
Where
be
you
on
gonna
camera.
be?
So what we're doing
There you
something
are.
a little different tonight, by the
We're doing
way.
something different here, Sam.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're not broadcasting, we're not streaming live.
That's
There was
right.
this ambitious goal I had when I started the King-Abrams show. By the way, it's entitled The King-Abrams Show because I'm the king. No, it's yeah, with Dr. Brian King, Samantha Abrams. He's not available tonight, and that's okay. But Samson's here, and then when Brian's not available, Samson fills in.
White guy fill-in, you know?
You gotta have at least 2 in the pocket.
That's
I have
right.
3 in the pocket.
Right, that's good advice for every black person to have 2 white guys in the pocket, just in case, you know?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's real shit. It's real shit. Motherfucker, I'm from the South. You
In
know
case
what
one is on vacation or doing taxes at the time.
Right. And then the thing is, like, I'm from the South, so like, I learned, early on. I moved out of the house when I was 17. I was like, fuck all this dumb dysfunctional shit. I knew that I needed to take my white friend with me to apartment search.
Which is really terrible, and I feel bad too sometimes because I feel like some people think I am that white guy because I look like it, and then I just end up disappointing people. Like, Sam, your tax advice was shit, you know? And I was like, I never told you I knew about taxes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And that's
played out.
board,
That's played out. That was like in the 90s. That's some 90s shit. Like,
yeah.
We know that we need to go to Asians and like Jewish people for that taxes.
Right. And see, I'm Jewish, but I don't look Jewish, so they don't
Not at all.
really know.
Nobody cares.
No, nobody cares.
You say I'm Jewish. Why?
Why?
It's like you're like somebody that's vaccinated and can't wait to tell other people they're vaccinated.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm Jewish.
I think that's my insecurity. I have to spit out I'm Jewish just because, I've had so many people just be like, you're not Jewish. So, yeah, it's like Tourette's. But that's the only thing. I go, I'm Jewish.
Yeah. My last name is Abrams.
Right.
And then
Abramovich is
the judge said during the divorce trials, the judge goes, do you want to keep your last name? I was like, hell yeah.
What is your real last? What's
Turner.
Turner.
So like some slave back in the day was turning some shit. And then
you did.
Yeah, usually
some slave back in the day was turning some shit, and that's where you think you got the name Turner.
Got to be, man. I don't know. Crazy. Every time I've met a Turner,
I'll tell you
black.
A real quick story, which is kind of crazy. This kid I met at some summer school in the East Coast that I was kind of forced into go into, but I did learn how to speed read, so that was cool. But I met this kid who was from this super white blue blood family, East Coast, huge money, like they
Yeah.
hang out in Nantucket every summer. And this guy told me a story, and just, bear with me because it is heavy. It's quick, but it's heavy. He said he went to a boarding school and that he and his roommate, the first day they moved in with each other, had the same last name.
Which was?
I don't want to give up his name. Just to protect
boo.
him. Just to protect him.
Okay, fine.
But he's white and the guy was black, and they figured out that the white guy's grandfather or whatnot had owned his grandfather.
Holy shit.
So can you imagine, like, first
Crazy.
day roommate, hey, wow, same last name. That's crazy.
You ruined us.
Yeah, really. Can you imagine?
Jesus fuck. Yeah, it's a crazy dynamic.
It's history.
And the funny fucked up part is, like, that's kind of like a part of what I'm dealing with. I just announced, my mother passed away. And so, like, she's from, dude, you Google her address and the shit's blurry. Like, there's no focus. It's like slave country, pig shit in the ground.
That's so awful.
Slavey.
I mean,
People go, come again. What'd you say? I said slavey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're just now tuning in, Samantha said slavey.
I did. Yeah, no, my mother used to instruct us to not look white people in the eye.
Wow.
That's real shit. Here I am. Look at me.
And you just looked at me in the eye for a long time.
I know. It took
that's terrible.
Fear factor.
Looked that white man in the eye for more than 5 seconds.
So
yeah, but that's terrible. I mean,
it is terrible. And that's all I'm thinking about now. Like, my mom's passed away. I had to get on a plane December 1st to go to visit her in North Carolina when she went to hospice. She had been in hospice for a couple days. I was traveling thinking, I hope she makes it. And then she actually passed away on the 22nd. And it was like, damn, she was literally defying science at the hospice. She just was not dying. She, like, kidneys not working, like, everything shutting down. But, she very just still lucid. And she passed away. And it's like, my girlfriend goes, she gonna just wait till Christmas and fuck everybody's Christmas. Just when she at me. My brother said, she's too mean to die. Yeah, maybe all of that, all of the above. But that's all I can think about is, my relationship with my mother. Shit that I haven't considered in years because it's easier that way. It was a bad situation. And then a part of it was the slaviness of it. She, yeah, it was just crazy.
Define slavey.
Slavey. Okay, for those that don't know, I left home when I was 17. I got an apartment, and then I ended up moving to DC when I was 19, and I just ended up all the way across the country, right? In Los Angeles here. I've been here for 20 plus, 25 years. I had to get all the way as far away as I could. And, I go visit back home, and it's just like, listen, I've been black for 47 years now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've been white for 45 years.
Right. I go back home, and it's like, I can only stay so long because, the mop does not belong in the bathroom. That is not where it's supposed to. Like,
well, after you've been
the vacuum doesn't belong in the living room. Every day I wake up, I say, Lord Jesus, please don't let me do no nigga shit today. Just let me hit my pillow without doing no nigga shit. Ah! And then sometimes I do shit like run out of toilet paper, even though I have enough money to buy it.
I mean, I just did the other day, so you're not
alone. That? Yeah, I'm not alone. Mm-hmm. Right.
Everybody
it's a
runs
whole
out
perception.
Of toilet paper,
Right.
I had a really good Asian friend ran out of toilet paper. So.
Yeah. Right. So, it's a part of it is just my own insecurities. But slavey essentially means
Am I going to get in
There's a
trouble for
mentality.
saying define slaviness?
Not at
I'm
all.
just
I
thinking
think
that
it's important for
that could
people
be
to
taken out of
understand
context.
that there's a whole thing.
There is.
There is
Well,
a whole thing.
it is a, I'm from St. Louis. I'm, been in the South, the Midwest, and
Keep
I think
talking.
what it is, there is a mentality
Yeah.
that you're speaking of where white people play it and also black people kind of do it in towns like St. Louis, Midwest towns,
Yeah.
southern towns, man, where it's just like nothing really changed very much.
Yeah.
And of course, slavery is not a thing anymore, but
There's a
like
mentality that
there's a
persists.
mental
It
slavery when you
persists.
see white people, like you go to a public pool and you will see black servers, white people laying by the pool, and white people are like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. Could I have a diet soda? Oh my God, thank you so much, Shirley. Love you, girl. Okay, thank you. So nice." And there's Miss Louisa. Okay. Like there's still this whole very real thing that nobody talks about.
Right.
I was telling my
Nobody talks
wife,
about it.
we went to Mobile, Alabama, and there is a restaurant called the Wash House, which was where slaves used to wash dishes. And I compare it to, I'm Jewish. So if sorry, my Tourette's again.
Right.
So I compare it to, like, what if people made a restaurant out of a Auschwitz gas house and they called it the Gas House?
Right. Right.
And people ate in there.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
no,
there's
it's this cute
slavey.
Southern charm.
So let's break this down for the people.
Yeah.
So there's the black part, which is the slavey part, which I can relate to. I don't look very slavey, but I had to drop a lot.
I can't respond to that
of very
all, but
slavey shit. When this was a lot of white. This was when I met my dad in 2019. I learned that there was like way more white in my family that I cared to know about. Like,
Right.
that's why I look like what I do. But my mom's side of the family, my mother was light skinned and she was very fine and foxy, as she would say when she was younger. My granddad, her dad, he had like keloids on his back.
What is that?
You know when you get a scar and it like kind of like bumps, like it heals, but it's like a whelp. It looks. It's called keloids.
Was it painful or no?
Well, it's just how you heal. Like some people keloids, so that when they scar, it doesn't heal flat. It makes a bump. You ever seen
bumps,
that?
a lot of people have a problem with bumps.
Yeah, bumps are no.
Do you, or are you cool with that?
Well, I saw one day I saw a penis with bumps on it, and I was like, I'm not doing that, dude. What are you thinking?
Is that common?
Don't know. Don't think so.
God,
Didn't do
that
it.
terrifies me.
Yeah, bumps are never good.
My wife hates bumps, like in her hair. She was a gymnast, so she's weird about that shit. But yeah, like bumps on a penis.
So my granddad didn't know how to read or write, and he had these keloids.
Good segue out of bumps on dicks to but go on about your grandfather.
This is slavey. This is where slavey comes from. This is where my mom says to me, don't look him in the eye. She gave us a pep talk before we went to a white person's house. It was like,
why though?
Don't touch because it was
time,
dangerous. I mean, look what happened to Emmett Till.
Of course,
the bitch lied.
I won't naively say why.
Right, he probably just made eye contact with her, and then
he just
made her feel some kind of way. He didn't whistle.
No,
she
lied. Didn't. She claimed, but even if
turned out she lied.
Yeah, even if he threw a newspaper at her.
Yeah. So my granddad had keloids on his back. His dad was a sharecropper, and I remember him telling me a story when he said he didn't tell me. My grandmother told me. He was 7 years old, and I don't know why he was mad at Massa or whatever they called him at the time. Okay. This is my granddad. This is the man that raised my mother.
Right. This is just one generation.
Right. It's like a skip and a hop. Right. Wow. And so he got a 12 gauge, not a 12 gauge. It was a rifle. 12 gauge is spray. This was one buckshot. This was one bullet. And he pointed it at Master when Master arrived in the doorway, and then the gun cocked up and he took the top frame out of the door. And so at that point, my great grandfather, whose name I don't know, begged Massa to let me beat him. Because if Massa had beat him, he'd have killed him. So right. So
that's intense. So he missed him and hit the fucking
door frame. Wow. So his dad had to beat him, my great granddad, and that's where the keloids came from. And
Hmm.
granddad,
Oh
my
wow.
mother's father, never you always saw him with a t-shirt. My brother Tim, who's
I
recently visiting,
understand.
yeah. And then one night I saw his back, and my
Wow.
grandmother explained it to me.
So like keloids, now I understand from you see
It's
pictures
just
of people
scars,
who
right? When
are
there's
whipped
like
and all that
webbed,
and
like it's like
keloids,
a
yeah.
raised kind of a
Or
welt.
like tribesmen or like Black Panther.
Yeah. Well, some people keloid.
uh,
It's a genetic thing.
what's his name from Black Panther? The Michael B. Jordan's dude.
Right, those look
Yeah,
like
they're like
keloids. So if he
war
was a
kind of
keloid guy,
keloid,
right,
yeah.
you could
But that
like
was like
dot
purposely
somebody's
put on,
skin. Right,
right?
exactly. So that's what those were.
Man, this is great. I'm learning so much tonight, Sam.
And so there was this slaviness that happened. And here's what happened. Okay, so my mother passed away, and then thank God she found a man named Calvin who curiously found a way to love her.
I love how you said that.
Oh, thank God she found that. She's doing better than me because in that area, because I don't know. He loved her dirty draws. That's a
He
black
loved her dirty girls.
dirty draws. You ain't never
Dirty
heard that?
draws.
That's a
Oh.
black expression.
Okay, what
When
does
you
that?
love
What does that
somebody's
mean?
dirty
He
underwear,
loved her, and yeah, I mean, he loved her
then you
even
love
dirty
her.
underwear and
Right.
all.
That's what black folks say in the country.
Yeah, I love my wife dirty draws and all. I have to say.
And Calvin, I called him when this but back when my mom could get like around. I didn't do this joke. I sometimes
No.
do it on stage. Back when she could get around, I called him one day. It was like, "Brrr," and Calvin goes, hello. This nigga is like
Hello.
slavey a little. I hope he's not watching.
Well, technically he can't right now.
All right.
Yeah.
But I said, hey, mama home? No, she's somewhere way out in the street. He's mad at it because he said way out. I said, okay, well, tell her tell her give me a call. And how you doing? How's everybody? Well, we fine. Well, you know, they done turned the Piggly Wiggly into Winn Dixie.
That's big news.
He was not happy.
So funny.
One day he gave me a warning about the library. He goes, there's a lot of stuff in them books. You got to be careful.
You can't read them.
Slavey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. I
Ladies
mean,
and
that's
gentlemen.
a very real thing.
Right.
And like
It's
I
a
was
real
saying,
thing.
the opposite of it is the white mentality that is this you know what I mean? You almost can't have one without the other. I mean, and that's where white privilege comes from. I was thinking,
it's the opposite sort of side of the spectrum.
I had a funny thought that white privilege is a kid being able to sit in his stairwell bouncing ping pong balls off all different kinds of an object until he gets it into a cup. Like the kids who do trick shots. It's complete white privilege.
That's total
you know?
white privilege.
Like the fact that you're affluent enough that you don't have to work, that you can sit there that long and
figure that out.
Throw a CD into a CD player, and it like you see them going over and over, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
like, you realize like that is white privilege, having that time,
right? Like meanwhile, kids in the hood are like,
right,
we're gonna get evicted.
Real issues.
Mom's got too many boyfriends.
Yeah, like you have to be doing pretty good or be in college fucking off to be able to like just like playing beer pong as a professional or whatnot. No offense to the beer pongers.
Yeah, no, I did have my beer pong experiences though.
No, I mean I went to college.
White people can drink. I tell you, I went to college, man, and I hooked up with I lived in this one house in College Park, Maryland, and I was like the only black one in there. And man, boy, did they fucking teach me how to drink.
Dude, white people drink, especially like
the drinking games,
like the whole like Christian Catholic culture, white Catholic like private school culture. They know how to drink. They like I went to college with those kids. Some of them
were, and
I was like, man, they drink like up till 5, 6
kegs.
in the morning.
That's how I learned about kegs.
Like Snoop Dogg says till 6 in the morning, and like these kids really were doing it. I was like, oh my god, I would have to just stay up, you know.
We're all over the place.
Oh yeah, but back to you, Sam. 6 in the morning.
Yeah, well, right. So it's just I'm just reflecting on all of these things. You know, there was the mom part and what kind of mother she was to me, and then how I felt about it. There's all these different pieces, and then there's this one slavey part. It's like Jesus, fuck.
Well, and I know you said how you felt bad because your guys' relationship, you know, was hard and whatnot, and so how. Yeah, I mean, I think it's for everybody that closure. I've
Yeah.
had fights with my family where you're stuck between, hey, well, you don't want to hold on to that grudge forever
No.
because somebody could get sick or die or whatever, and then you're gasping for the relationship or whatnot. So you don't
Hmm.
want to hold on to stuff for too long, which is, I'm trying to
Yeah.
take my own advice.
Right.
But
That's like very to me. I think that's good advice. I think that lands well with most people.
yeah, well, that's good.
But there's a piece that where it doesn't relate to
And
my
what's that?
situation. Um, because it's like when people tell me that their mother has passed away, the first thing I ask is, was she a good mother to you?
Mm,
And literally everyone always says yes.
right.
Everyone says yes to that question. And I think what people typically go through when their mothers pass away is that there's now going to be a change in your life because you're used to a certain space that your mother filled,
Right now, there's that void.
and there's a void. But I just cannot relate to that at all because there was no space. My
Mm,
mother really just never liked me, even when I was a little bitty baby. So, or whatever.
which is so crazy. Are you the only girl or
I
no?
was the only girl.
I think for some reason there's something to that.
Yeah, maybe. There was, I think, a lot of
Where like
pieces, but a part of it
it's
was
like they
my
see
brother
you.
says, "Oh, there's competition." I remember one time I was at like
Mm-hmm.
some hardware store, and I don't know, it must have been like 9, and there was some old white dude, kind of handsome. It was me and my mom there, and she was picking something out off the wall, and he goes, and we were talking. I might have smiled, and he goes, "Oh, wow, you had a beautiful smile." And she looked at him, and she goes, "Thank you." And he goes, "I was talking to her." He was talking about me.
Ah,
And she's
ah,
probably got my ass whooped that day. I don't
right.
know.
Interesting.
But my mom had
Mm,
mental issues. She was not a
sure.
sane person. It was like
And
some,
that makes a big difference.
yeah, it was like some
Yeah.
flowers in the attic shit. Like she was a
Mm,
little, she was cruel and abusive.
right. And that's not great for a
So there
mother.
was really no connection with me and her. I mean, like my brother Tim had a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she said, "My Tim, my prettiest baby."
Well, I mean, it is very true. Like sometimes, uh, we have people who are not blood related that are our
Or
family. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's
So
still.
there's this thing. So okay, so uh right. So I've always wondered, what happens when she dies? Do I
Mm-hmm.
do I feel pain? Do I care at all?
Right.
And for a minute there, I thought I had sort of kind of pegged that accurately, but again, at about 2 o'clock today, it started to maybe 1 started to hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and grief does that. My dad was telling me, for about 8 months, usually you'll grieve someone, and then after that, you're kind of supposed to move on.
Yeah.
Or at
Just
least that's
move
what he
on.
said, and
Right.
not move on, where you can never like.
But it's not affecting. Like my
But yeah, but you
physiology,
can't
my
you can't
my
stay in that
physiology is being
place.
affected. Like
Yeah.
my sleeping, my cir- what is it? They call the circadian rhythm.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
right? It's like
Sounds
your
good.
sleep method.
The
Sounds good.
arcadian rhythm. No.
Circadian. That's when you sleep. Your
I
body
love
says time to
arcades.
sleep.
Yeah, I love video games.
My eating habits have changed. Things have physiologically changed, and then now emotionally, I'm starting to feel it. And it's just all this
Mm.
dysfunction. I keep, somebody just have to just find the good memories. I found
Right.
two. I found two.
Right. And hang on to that.
I
And
found
also
two.
sometimes you probably um losing the ability to say something to that person, whether it's like you're an asshole or
The
I
funny thing
wonder if
is,
that's it at all.
I
I mean,
maybe. I mean, there's a lot to it. It's a
mhm.
complicated situation. I'm not angry at my mother anymore. I
That's
was,
good.
but I think somewhere around 15, 20 years ago, I figured out that I shouldn't be. I'm not angry at her, and I did have some things to say to her. Um, and so she knows. I did that part already, and I
Right.
sort of
When you went
got
to see
over
her
it.
before, right? You said.
Yeah, I just saw her a couple weeks ago. I went to the hospice, and I was maybe gonna figure out what else to say to her, but when I got there, she was growling at me in her final constraints, and I was like, "Okay, there's no point to this. She doesn't care."
Like she.
Like, yeah, she was like,
No.
she could barely move. When
Yeah.
we got there, she was just kind of, she's in hospice. She's really sick. And she was kind of polite to others. She was lucid. So she was polite to everyone. There were certain nurses that she didn't like, and me, and like certain people.
And me.
Yeah. So, right.
And you noticed that was noticeable.
Oh, yeah. To the point where I was like, hey, Tim, I was like, put my shoes on. And my brother, we're sleeping in the hospice room with her for a few nights. And I go, hey, I think she's grimacing at me. He goes, yeah, I noticed that. And I said, I think she's more comfortable seeing your face. That's why I was like sort of trying to be unseen, unheard. Because, yeah, it was just problems.
That's just crazy in death. That she would kind of be that cool.
The nurse was like, because it's hospice, so they're not really trying to keep people alive.
Right.
So we would go, when I got there, I go, hey, Mom, you want to eat? No, I'm fine. And then, okay, well, let me just go get some soup and give it to her. Just try. And then she ate like all the soup, right? I was like, oh, okay. They were like, oh, she hadn't eaten in a while because you haven't been forcing it on her, whatever. So one day, the first morning I woke up, the nurse came in and she says, Peachy, her name's Peachy, you hungry? No, I'm fine. Thank you. And, well, when you try some applesauce? No. How about some, what was cream of wheat? No. So she likes grits. Why don't you just bring her some grits, I said, and then we'll just try to feed it to her. And then she went like this. She was kind of delayed in her reaction. She followed the nurse with her eyes, and she said, don't bring no hot grits in here. I think she thought somebody was going to throw hot grits on her.
But you said you fed her the soup or no?
I did feed her the soup.
So, I guess in a way you could look at it as that is some bit of a connection you had.
I did it because I felt like I was supposed to do it.
Yeah, but a sign of affection that it wasn't like she was like, no, he has to feed me.
Right,
She allowed you to feed her.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you can probably take that away as a pretty positive.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if she ever felt guilty.
I'm sure, of course, as a mother, you know what I mean? Like, some people, too, I think it's like the Trump syndrome where you can't back down on your bullshit, so you're going to lie until you die.
Oh, let me just tell you the story, speaking of that. I hate to implicate my mother, but it's my fucking story, too.
Oh, shit.
Because here's the thing. It's a certain shit you can't talk about your parents because nobody wants to hear it.
Right.
You're an asshole for doing it. Don't berate your parents, blah, blah, blah. So people, like, monsters exist, and sometimes they have kids and raise them.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate truth.
A lot of times they do, I'm finding.
So when I was 12, 13, I think, my mom, one of her boyfriends bought her this fuchsia coat, and it was similar to this sweater that I'm wearing. In fact, it was sort of a wrap around, one side wraps around the other side. So, and then there was this big giant button in the middle, and it was fuchsia. Okay. And she loved that coat. And one day she couldn't find it. And of course, since I was I was the one, she didn't like me and my oldest brother, David. He got it worse than me, apparently, but he's passed on now, so I can't really
poor David
talk to him to get the frame of reference.
So you and your brother got it.
Yeah, it was like 4 of us, and then my oldest brother got it worse. And then the next one was like your complexion, Brian, and he had curly red hair, and she loved him, and he never got in trouble. He's the one that's in prison for killing a bitch and shooting her son in the face.
Your brother?
It's like Norman Bates shit. Yeah, no, he's in prison. He like 5 Halloweens ago, he broke up. This woman broke up with him for a good reason, and he killed her and shot her son in the face because her son tried to help. He was killing her. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So no, you don't understand. My mother's crazy as hell.
He killed the ex-girlfriend.
The ex-girlfriend. And the son survived.
The son survived.
Yeah, he shot the girl. Her name was Tanya Boyd, and he shot her in the chest and in the, I forget.
Wow.
I don't know. He shot her twice, killed her, and then her son came out. He was 21, Emmanuel, and he shot the son in the face, and then turned the gun on himself, and then passed out. His name is Brian Vincent White.
Turned the gun on himself and then passed out. And so
they found his 400-pound ass in the fucking yard. What a coward. First of all, how you gonna try to kill 2 people with a little gun? It was a 38. Yeah, that's what happened. So my brother Brian was like literally Tim and I, my other brother who's close to me, had no memory of playing with him as a kid. Like it was some weird Norman Bates shit going on with my mom and him, and they were like best friends forever. And mom was really cruel physically to me. And
well, that had to totally break her as well. That her son, that maybe she related,
she was
to
very
most,
upset.
Was a freaking.
Oh no, let me explain to you. When she called me to tell me what happened, she was mad. She's mad at this woman. I go, say her name. Her name is Tanya Boyd. She's dead now. Are you kidding me?
She was mad. Like, what did she do to prevent?
Yeah, like it was her fault. She's telling me. She goes, yeah, well, she called. She goes, when she's on the phone with me after she tells me what happens, she goes, remember that dude I used to date from New York? I go, yeah, Al. She goes, I was gonna kill him.
Oh, that's great. And
he was fucking with this woman around the corner. And I got the gun and everything, and I was in the parking lot. I was getting ready to go in and kill the both of them. And you know, the only thing stopped me was Harry Amana, the other nigga she was fucking. What? Why are you telling me this shit, bitch? Crazy, like insane flowers in the attic shit, bro.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's just crazy. Do you talk to your brother anymore? Or?
Yeah, he was here the other day. Yeah, we were putting together stories. Like, oh my god.
Wait, your brother's out of prison?
No.
For killing
her. Okay, there's 4 of us. So
okay, yeah.
David
I'm talking about.
Away.
I'm like, well,
that brother's like still in prison. No.
Like,
Wow. That brother's in prison.
Court system worked out.
And his oldest child is here. He took what my mom did and like multiplied it.
So how long is he in prison for?
Oh, he's not getting out, I'm sure.
Wow. But do you talk to him?
No.
Okay.
Never. He was scared me growing up.
Wow.
No, I never had a
relationship. Did he ever do anything like that growing up that would have been like, oh, I'm not surprised?
Listen, we weren't surprised. Yeah. No, it was weird. Mom was crazy and he was crazy. So my brother David, when
you should write a story about all that.
No shit. No shit. My brother David knew he was nuts. So he used to sit us down, me and Tim, and be like, Mom's crazy. We'd be like, you're so funny. Ha ha ha.
Right.
No, you have to say, I'm sorry. You have to talk to people. You have to do these things that are human.
Acknowledge when you're wrong.
Right.
Well, that's narcissist, not able to take responsibility.
Yeah. She was definitely an artist. There was a disconnect between what she said
and no empathy to be able to go and shoot somebody's kid in the face and do what your brother did.
Oh yeah, he could do no wrong. He could do no wrong. She loved him.
What did that woman? I mean, that's crazy. That gal. That's another mentality of the whole. I just saw a video today of DaBaby who smacked a fan. I didn't know that, but it was a while ago, and he smacks a woman, and it's just how a man can ever touch or hit a female. I will never understand.
They came from somewhere. It comes from somewhere.
It's that mentality of what did you do?
Right.
Like it depends. Why did you slap her? What did she do?
Well,
and there's never anything that she could have done.
No.
But that mentality,
for the most part.
Well, but yeah, I mean, unless she's trying to cut your dick off like Lorena Bobbitt. Yeah. No, but it's just like that. Also, it comes from somewhere.
People are the way they are because for a reason.
Right. Their mom was getting smacked, and she's like, "It's not a big deal, honey. It's gonna,
Right.
Just,
you never know. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sort of congregating myself with where I came from, and I've seen a lot, Samson.
Yeah. No, I mean, geez, that is.
Yeah. So bummer. Okay. On the flip side,
yes.
People, I could say, my mom when she was bedridden, it's like, oh, people go, oh, when they hear my story.
Right.
Like, no. You don't know my mom. It's safer for everyone this way.
That's funny. Now, do you think your grieving point will be quicker?
I don't know what's happening.
I mean, compared to if you're.
Yeah, I don't know. I suspected that
question, but it's like I wonder if there's some bright side that you will be able to move past this and get, and of course, time always.
Well, here's what's happening. Okay, so I thought that it would be easier for me, and I think it is. I think on broad, my brother is going through something different. Tim, she kind of loved him, treated him different, whatever. He had a different experience, in which we're figuring out.
We all have different relationships with our parents.
Right? Yeah. Like I just figured out that he'd never been. You ever been beaten awake?
No, I've never been beaten asleep, beaten awake. I've been punched a few times.
I didn't know that wasn't happening to him. Like, whatever.
What
Okay,
do you
so
mean beaten awake? So like wake up and
oh, she would be like, "Get your ass out of bed."
wow.
Right. Yeah, just crazy shit. Like I look at my children sleeping, and it's so adorable and peaceful night.
Right,
Just
exactly.
such a loving experience.
I wake my kids up and I'm like, get up, but
good morning. I give them a kiss.
I don't beat them. I should.
I know. Yeah, I look at my kids. It's like I know. I was afraid when I was pregnant. I thought I would abuse my children, but it turned out I didn't.
That turns out a lot. I hear a lot of people who have been in situations like that where their biggest fear is to do that.
I just didn't want to have kids.
And then a lot of times people just end up like their parents, or they make a decision. It's like I always compare it to the varsity guys on a football team, or I was on the wrestling team, and the other captain would beat the crap out of freshmen and haze them, and I took a route of, I hated when that happened to me, so I'm gonna be extra nice to these guys, but like motivate, whatever. I'm not gonna be a dick.
Yeah. So I felt like I didn't, my whole life was like, okay, when my mom dies, I don't know how it's gonna feel. I don't know if I'm gonna be that hurt. And so for the past week, yesterday makes a week, I've been almost beating myself up. Like I said earlier, it was like I'm
like
not
the
sad
guilt
enough.
of that you don't feel like you're
I don't
sad
feel
enough.
sad. Like
I
I
don't
don't
think
care.
I mean, but I don't think.
But now I kind of do, because not because I'm going to have this difference in my life, but it's like, okay, I got more shit to figure out about me.
Right.
It's all these memories are coming back, and it's just a very sort of introspectful phase that I'm going through,
which is natural. It's all, there's no right way to do it.
Yeah.
But it's like taking the time and
right. I was like, peanut butter, I need to suck your dick. Stat.
Yeah,
Therapy.
Definitely. Yeah. You're like, all right. Yeah. All right. Now what do I do?
Oh my
30 seconds is up. What do I do with the rest of my life?
That part. It's raining.
Like,
it's been raining in California for a week and some change.
Yeah.
Does that make people a little down?
It is what we call fucking weather.
Yeah.
It's been raining a lot out here. But yeah, I mean, you're only a week into it, so it's completely normal.
I'm just, so so we're just winging this show. And
it's going pretty good, though. I feel
it's going pretty good. I feel like if somebody did tune, and when somebody does watch it, they're going to keep watching, because there's no telling what.
Yeah, I think we've touched a few people.
I've definitely touched a few people.
I have.
That's what they said.
People.
Whatever. So how's your relationship with your mom, Samson?
My mom, it's very good. I've had times where it wasn't for a little bit, but I don't know, man. People can change.
She hugged you and stuff?
She hugged me?
Yeah.
Yeah, both my parents were very affectionate.
Good.
They both came from bad backgrounds.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, my dad's dad was like Tony Soprano, Jewish mafioso in St. Louis. And so my dad became a lawyer because they wanted him, they wanted somebody to be a legit person in the family. And then my mom's mom was a really bad alcoholic. So she had a lot of abuse and, beat up, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we never really experienced.
So your parents broke cycles.
Right. And they found out they were high school sweethearts. So they started dating when they were 14. And, but then they got divorced when, we were in college. So that was fairly traumatic. Just because they had been together for so long.
Yeah.
Everybody had kind of looked.
Are they still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And they both remarried now, and it's been probably 10 years or so. So, like I said, it seems like everything heals within a decade, but it takes that long.
I got that much more to go. I'm pretty sure I'll be over this by mid-January.
I mean, like divorces, when they disrupt a family.
Yeah.
It takes about a decade for everybody to spread apart, have the fights, this and that, get remarried or find your new partner, deal with
Well, it's been 10 years since my divorce.
My
kids seem to be adjusting nicely.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's probably...
They get it.
He
lives across the street. Like, literally, he lives... I could almost see his apartment.
That's
if
crazy.
I stood on a ladder, I could see his building.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy for commute for the kids.
Yeah.
It just takes time, and sometimes it's not.
So should we talk about sex real quick before
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you. And yeah. Let's
I
talk
did
about.
mention that I saw peanut butter.
Right. Yeah. You said you were essing on some D's. So did that make you feel better at all, or?
It just is a little escape for me.
That's what I figure. I mean, since it's like, what are you gonna do? Sex is always a good go-to. I think it's obviously it's kind of like, to me, it's like the best drug
It's like
because
drugs.
you don't feel bad. I mean, of course, if
Not until
you're,
after you.
well, yeah, if you're cheating or whatever, then you feel
Yeah,
bad a lot, but
it's an escape.
it's just like this euphoric state
Mm-hmm.
where you don't need drugs, you don't need anything unless
Mm-hmm.
you're one of those guys who needs the boner pills.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
this,
it's a
you're totally in the present.
euphoria just for a little while.
Euphoria.
And then a little after.
A little
There's a
after.
little lag afters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a little. That's right. A little the euphoria, kind of the little tingly,
It's like a
tingly.
drug.
I mean, and you feel so much better. You feel relaxed. I mean, after
Are
sex,
we
like,
sex addicts? Is this what sex addicts talk about?
I don't think so. I mean, and my wife
Mm.
will. She'd be like, "Oh my god, because I'm like, Liz, it's the closest you get to the
Do
Lord."
you guys fuck a lot?
We
the
do
Lord.
pretty. We do
Pretty good.
pretty good for. We have a great sexual
Sex life.
relationship.
Good.
Especially for a married couple.
And
Been
you guys
together.
been married a long time.
Yeah, I mean, we've been married for like 15 years.
That's a long time.
Been
Most people are
together
not
for
fucking anymore
25,
after
yeah.
15 years.
And I mean, honestly, the key is too, like, my wife looks great. I mean, I'm probably pretty shallow, but if my wife wasn't attractive,
yeah, she's
wouldn't
cool.
be.
She's
Yeah,
pretty.
and she's cool
Yeah,
too.
and
She
she's
is,
cool.
but whatever. Maybe I'm probably a little more sexual than she is, but that's always common in a relationship.
Yeah,
where,
the guy is gonna be more.
or sometimes seeing the girls way more, and the guys like
Very rare. I mean, I saw a video
not as often,
where this monkey like saw this frog. And he was
You
like,
calling
picked
me a
it up, and he
monkey?
goes,
Yeah.
he looks at it, he goes, huh. He just starts throat raping this frog, a monkey, real deal. Like, you go Google it. It's
Yeah,
like
dude.
a viral video. Even the
Throat rape,
Simpsons.
dog.
Yeah, so like it's the whole thing
Frog
about
it.
having a penis. Like, you guys just need it more.
Yeah, that's probably true. If I was a caveman and I saw a frog at
Come
some
on.
point, I'd probably try and fuck its
Throat
mouth.
rape it.
That's so nasty.
Poor frog.
Ribbit.
Simpsons made an episode. There was a bunch of monkeys hanging out in the pool hall, and this frog walked in with lipstick.
Yeah.
And all of them go, ooh.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, guys, I think inherently are more horny, but there
Sure.
are. I mean, but like a female like yourself,
Yeah.
like
I'm very
there's
highly
women like
sexual.
you who are,
yeah.
And I mean, imagine if there were more. There'd be so many babies out there. I mean, I think God had to make women more chill and men,
I don't know if that's true.
I
I think that's a conception that that men like to think and believe.
I would like
that
women to be more
women.
sexual,
I think that female sexuality has sort of been suppressed because
it's
if you
very
admit
society,
it, then you're a whore, and so wives are taking shit to the grave.
Right. Oh,
you understand?
Yeah. No, my wife grew up Catholic, and it was like, oh my God, sex is bad, and you're a whore, you're a hoe if you blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Whereas if it had been embraced, and this is a wonderful thing, it's a whole different way to look at it. But yeah, I think you're right. Men are not.
We have to keep that secret.
Yeah, we get the high five, like, what, dude? Okay,
yeah, you
awesome.
fuck a bunch of hoes.
Where women, they get the, you get the
dragged.
shame.
Yeah,
they don't get a high five.
Get dragged.
So that represses women's sexuality.
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell. You most women will, like, their wives, they are taking their shit to the grave.
I mean, I say that TTG, if a friend's like, hey dude, I'm gonna tell you something, like, don't tell anybody. I'm like, TTG, to the grave.
To the grave.
Yeah, I mean, some things. Yeah. And look, I believe that sometimes in life, you gotta stay loyal to your friends. TTG, to the grave. And some experiences you take to the grave.
Females, oh shit, TTG.
TTG. No, I'm very certain. I mean, I found that in being married, and my parents, my wife's parents, were both products of a divorce and cheating and whatnot. It's like, I think not that I'm not okay with cheating or want that, because or swingers. Like, I don't believe that shit can really work.
Yeah, it can. What?
I mean, it does. It works for people. But for me personally, I think after a while you'd get too jealous. Be like, oh, hey, Sam, yeah, Derek's over. We're just fucking. And you'd be like, oh, Derek's over again. You know what I mean? Like, big dick Derek's here again.
Big dick Derek's here
big dick D's over. And
There's
I'm like, dude, I'm trying to make dinner for the kids, honey. Does Derek, okay? I couldn't deal with that. Whereas what I don't know about,
You can do big
what
dick
I don't
Derek.
know about doesn't hurt me in a sense. And I think
Yeah,
in
that's the thing.
marriages,
Yeah.
I'm not promoting this, but I'm saying cheating is a big reason that marriages are broken up. It's like probably that and then financial. And so if you could remove,
I think when women cheat, yeah, definitely.
yeah, when
men
women cheat, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because men can cheat.
Like, it's a wrap.
And,
If he
and
finds
they're
out,
like,
it's
oh,
over.
dude, I was drunk. It didn't mean anything. And a lot of women think
They
that too.
say,
but if a woman's going to usually fuck, like she has to really be in a very certain spot to let that happen.
I think women emotionally cheat.
Yes.
And that's how it starts. And men, it's more of a physical sort
Right.
of urge.
Can we do this? Can we do this right
opportunity
now? Where a woman will build into a relationship.
Right. Like, dudes don't wake up and be like, I'm going to cheat today. It just finally happens. You never know. Sometimes, but, once you get that one. But
yeah, I mean,
you got a side going.
And most men don't even get the opportunity.
Yeah, so, to do that.
If men were met, I mean, you see in the gay community why gay men are like, they're fucking a lot because it's the male mentality.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, they look good. We like looks, and we like to fuck.
Physical,
and that is reflected, and there's a positive thing about, gay men.
So what is it? Like when women cheat, a man goes, here's my guess.
He says,
he goes, I know how I am about sex.
Was he better? Is she that way?
And is she just broken? Is she thinking about sex the way I think about it? So she's broken and I can't be with her because she'll fuck anybody like I would? Like, are men projecting that onto women?
I think so. I think anytime somebody is accusing somebody of cheating, they're cheating.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
you know what I mean? Right. Like, let me see your phone. What the hell are you like? I was home with the kids. You're the one who went to the club with your friends. Like, well, what do you mean?
So is that what's happening? Male, female, men are not. Look, the world is not ready for a highly sexual female. Not yet. Not yet.
No, or if ever, because
she must think of sex like I do.
Right.
Right.
And
not quite.
Again, the man goes directly to, is his dick bigger than me?
Really?
Is he better than me? Not, I won't even say is his dick bigger, because I know I've heard stories of dudes who have big dicks but no sex drive, so no bueno.
I don't want a big dick. Here's the thing. I'm tiny. I don't. Owie. No.
Right, and that's the thing too. I think, I mean, I'm very happy with my penis.
Yeah.
Sorry to say that.
I'm happy for you, man.
But it's like I think for men in general, that is a thing. If you don't have a certain size, that is, like you explain, it's something, let's call it a happy medium, where you're not hurting the woman, but you're not too little where you're not really being able to lay down.
There's a happy medium.
You got to be able to lay the pipe down.
Yeah, there is a thing called too small.
There's a time where you got to be able to drill, and if you can't, drill, it's, in the end, that's a little disappointing. So you have to be able to satisfy a woman to the
that's
fullest.
What you guys are worried about. So then, okay, when she's cheating, it's like, okay, I must be smaller and worse than
and maybe it's not even the smaller thing. It's who's she fucking and how is she fucking him.
But you guys are like wondering what his dick looks like in comparison to yours.
I'm not wondering. No, I'm not wondering what his dick looks like. But
you're visualizing him sitting on the couch next to you, like looking at
but I'm just saying. I think that would probably be every man's first insecurity is like, oh, she's fucking big dick Derek.
Huh.
And maybe even, I don't even want to take the dick size is not so much the thing. It's more, is she enjoying it better than with me? Right. That is for a man. Our prowess is I make her come the hardest.
Got it.
What did he
more
do?
Turned on,
right? And of course,
by me.
On a one night thing, some dude, hot young, of course she's gonna come super hard because this is something wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. It's this heated moment. But I think to most men, it's that insecurity with was it better?
Huh.
And that will drive a man into killing a woman.
That's what happened. It's what happens sometimes. It's crazy.
That right there that is what will drive a insane man to do something really crazy, because that thought, and you can't get it out of your head because somebody fucked her better and she told you that too. Imagine that. A lot of times these women, when it gets to this situation, all the honesty comes out, and it's like, yeah, you know what? I did fuck him.
Oh,
and he fucked me like
his dick was
I
huge.
and boom,
That's when your ass get killed.
that will drive a man into complete insanity.
Well, for the
So,
record,
ladies,
Tanya
yeah,
Boyd did no such thing.
yeah, I'm not saying that,
Right, right, right. Just for the record.
but I think like that at the bottom of it to a primal man
Jesus hell.
is the, you know, it's
Like
the
if you ever
lion.
thought about killing a bitch, maybe that would be
Right.
it.
Right. It's like the bears fighting each other over the
Yeah.
one female or
I
something.
don't know what would make you. I had one girlfriend text me and tell me that she was gonna fuck this dude's friend and then tell him about it.
Oh wow.
That's like,
I'm like, be careful with that one.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not in a state where they have lots of guns.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I've never been that bitch.
No, me neither.
Never.
No.
You never been that bitch?
No. No, man. I go by guy code, you know what I mean? Like TTG.
Yeah. So. Take it to the grave.
Take it to the grave.
So yeah,
right, that was fun.
We're rounding the home stretch.
Rounding the home stretch. Victory
We've just
lap.
been having a casual conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, guys, we're doing something new where we may not be going live at 5 p.m. I think live was an ambitious endeavor in the beginning, and it's had its complications. So we're doing a beta test tonight to see if we can avoid certain technical issues by recording the show live. So you'll still get the same live experience. We're not editing anything. I'm a OG. Whatever I say is out there forever, man. I don't care. So yeah, that's what you're getting from us, the King-Abrams show, every Thursday when people aren't dying and stuff and holidays. Guests showing up and whatever. Yeah, we had a guest lined up today. We had a co-host lined up today, and then here we are with me and Samson, and it's a comfortable time. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, and lastly, we can just say that that guest had I think COVID like 5 days ago, and he was coming from the hospital.
Yeah, he was.
So let's give a shout out. We don't have to say his name, but thank God he didn't. Yeah, come through and bless us with his COVID breath.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he didn't bring. He didn't bring. He didn't bring the heebie-jeebies up in here.
The heebie-jeebies. Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, Happy New Year to you too, Sam.
That's right, and my birthday is January 2nd.
Oh dang! So.
And so I'll be 1 year older.
You're killing it.
Am I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
I
thought about that today. I talked to a friend who's very sick, and man, it really puts everything in perspective that you're at least not, you're able to go through what you're going through healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
Instead of like when you're fighting for your life, all these dreams, aspirations, everything. Sure. You can't even.
You like missing a leg. You're like leaning and limping.
Everything, man. Yeah.
I'm blessed.
I do that. I worry about my shit or my comedy or my this or jobs and all that. And you're like,
you have every resource you need.
Yeah.
To kill that shit.
Right.
So that's what life's about, guys. Yeah. Kill it. Whatever it is you're doing, do it. And if you fuck up, it's okay. Just get up the next day and just do that shit and kill it to the best of your abilities.
That's very right.
That's all you can do. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm going through a phase. This is a tough time. But I've seen a lot and I've overcome a lot, and I'm gonna keep doing that. And this has been a very comfortable conversation with you, Samson Crouppen.
Hey,
Thank you.
You too, Sam. I'm gonna give it to you to close.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, this is the last show of the year. The King-Abrams show. I think we're at something around 9 months. And
pregnancy.
Yeah, that's enough to make a whole human. Mm-hmm. That's enough time to make a human. And we've been doing it. And it's been tough to be consistent, but that's what I do. And so I'm going to keep being consistent. And I'm so grateful for the 15 to 22 people potentially that actually pop onto the live or do the replays, the views. There are a core audience, and I'm specifically speaking to you. Thank you. Thank you. We see you. We appreciate you. It's the end of the year, guys. We've been under a pandemic. Times have been tough. People are dying. But if you've got any resources, then you should count yourself lucky.
That's right.
I don't care what they are. Use them all. You don't know people's stories. Forgive people. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know where they came from. Fuck. Just forgive people. Be tolerant. And then focus on using your resources to work within whatever it is That is your God-given talent. That is the purpose in life. As long as we're trying to look towards that, then we can't lose. And I believe that wholeheartedly. Listen, this is the last show of 2021. The King Abrams show has been here, will be here. Mama got some stuff cooking. By the way, Samson will have a quick meeting afterwards.
Okay.
Um, I love you all. Listen, keep tuning in because the shit's gonna get deeper. Okay. I love you. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. I don't know what that is. I don't know that anybody celebrates that shit. Whatever. Okay, happy Kwanzaa. Fair enough. I love you. This has been another case of the